Good evening, and I hope you're well. My name is Kelda Stevenson. I'm very proud to be the head teacher of Stokely's School for Girls. I don't know how you're feeling, but as a parent, I know that sense that you've got to make a choice for your child. And I know that it can be a slightly concerning time. I don't know what it's like where you live, but where I live in Isleworth, people are always talking about schools all the time. You think, oh, my goodness me. But actually, in the end, when you go to choose a school, as I hope happened when you chose your children's primary school, you walk in and you get a sense, don't you? I think. That's how it was for me anyway. I just walked in, I felt in my gut that was the right school for my children. And I really hope tonight that when you're walking around Swickley School, that you get that sense that it's somewhere that your daughter can grow up to become an adult with us. Because that's, in the end, all you want. You're going to be happy at school. So please trust your instincts as you walk around. I hope that you found the children really friendly and welcoming. I hope that you've met some of the staff at Swickley's. So this afternoon, over the next sort of half an hour or so, I'm going to talk about myself, introduce my experience. I'm going to talk about what I think is brilliant about Swickley's School for Girls. We're going to hear from some students, and then I'm going to talk about our admissions process, because it's slightly different than other schools. So my experience of teaching, I started teaching 20 years ago. So I was working in the city and I realised it wasn't for me and that teaching was what I wanted to do. So I did my teacher training at Cambridge and I moved back down to London and I got a job as a science teacher in a mixed comprehensive in Wandsworth. It's called Ashcroft Technology College. I worked there for 5 years and then thereafter I moved and I've been in girls' schools ever since. So 2 girls' schools, one in East London in Shadwell, that's Mulberry School for Girls, and the other one latterly for 10 years at Brentford School for Girls. I absolutely love a girls' school. I just feel that there's a sense in a girls' school of support for the girls. There's freedom from stereotypes. Girls can do whatever they want, and every leadership opportunity there is in a school, in a girls' school, is going to a girl. So I really feel that it's the right place for many, many girls. And actually, when I talk to the Year 7s about what it's like going to an all-girls school, they say, Miss, it's brilliant. And I say, why? And they say, at primary school, the boys disrupted the learning. And that's what they say. I'm sorry if you've got sons. I've got a son, maybe he disrupts the learning, I don't know. But the girls say that to us, that actually being able to be in a classroom where they can really concentrate, that's what they value. So I absolutely love girls' schools, which is why I started at Swickley's School for Girls. And I'm going to talk to you about what I think is so brilliant about this really special place. We try to keep things simple for all of our sakes. We talk about our A, B, C, and the A stands for achieve. Now, exam results are not the be-all and end-all by any stretch. But in choosing a secondary school, you've got to know that your child is going to get some good qualifications because she's going to need to move on to the next stage in her career, whatever that is. And so it is something you do need to be cognizant of. Now, there's lots of ways of talking about data in schools. We talk about data, exam results. These are the girls in our Year 11 cohort getting their exams this summer. And what we can do when we look at those results is we can talk in terms of progress, and this is by far my preferred way of talking about data in schools. So we look at where a child is in Year 6 in their SATs compared to where they get to when they do their GCSEs. And you can look at something called Progress 8, and that is the score that a school gets, all the children in their Year 11s, in their best 8 GCSE qualifications. And I'm not going to bamboozle you, but basically, if a school gets 0, it means that all the children have met their target grades and no better. If you get a negative number, they haven't done as well as expected. And if you get a positive Progress 8 score, it means that that school has added value, that they did better going to that school than they would going to a different school. And I'm so happy that the progress score for Swickley's this summer was plus 1.34. And at the moment, some statisticians in the government are doing lots of analysis, but I would say that's going to put us in the top 1 or 2% of schools in the country in terms of the progress that students make. And it's not just a one-off. We look back the last few years, haven't included the data from the last 2 years, not because it's not great, it is, but because they weren't from real exams. But if we go back to 2019, the last time we did have exams, pre-COVID, progress score of plus 0.84, and the year before that, a progress score again of 1. So what does that mean, really? What that means is if your daughter had a target of a 4, then she actually came out with a 5 or even a 6. If she had a target of a 7, she came out with an 8 or even a 9. And that's for all students, regardless of abilities. We're a fully comprehensive school. So the students who come to this school do very well. The other way you can look at data in schools is attainment. So that's the grades that the students get. And English and maths, you know, are so, so important. And the students in last year's Year 11, 88% of them got a 4 and above. Now that's the same as a C, that's like a pass. So enabling them to go on to whatever they want to. And some universities look now to see if you've got a 4 at your GCSEs. 69% of our students achieve 5 and above with English and maths. And I think this is incredible. 41% of all our grades were 9 to 7. Now things might have changed since you were at school. Well, we had A, B, C, D. Now we've got numbers. The highest number you can get in GCSE is a 9, and that would be the equivalent of an A star star. An 8 would be the equivalent of an A star, and a 7 would be the equivalent of an A. So we're saying 41% of our grades were in those top numbers of GCSE. That is unbelievable. But don't just take my word for it. I am a trustworthy person, but it's good to do your research. I assume you're going to look at other schools. You should. This is the schools comparison website. The government wants you to do some comparison. And you can put in your postcode. You can look at schools a mile from your postcode, or you can look at schools and colleges in Hillingdon. Just select the ones that you're interested in, and then you can do a little comparison about what the data shows you about the school. So it's got the name of the school, the number of students, the progress score, and you can see Swapely School for Girls. This is 2019 data. It's not yet been updated for 2022 data. But you can see that our progress rate score is well above average. You can also see other information about the percentage of students that stayed on in education, employment and training. In Swapely's case, 97%. And that's a really good indicator of the quality of the careers advice that the students are getting. So they're making it onto the next stage in their education. So I've got a few slides here that's just external validation of how great our results are. I'm not going to read through them all, but suffice it to say top 1% of schools, best mainstream school in secondary. The Chief Executive of the Schools Network talks about a stunning performance, one of the best in the country for student programs. I love this last sentence. Skilled teachers have high expectations and ambition for every young person. That's absolutely what I see around this school every day. In terms of attainments, the grades that students get, the top 10% of the school, significantly higher than the national average at Key Stage 5. That is at sixth form, that's what Key Stage 5 is. And achievement is outstanding. So the most recent Ofsted report that's been published is 2013, and Ofsted talks about the achievement being outstanding. And the Mayor's Schools for Success programme again talks about our fantastic results. So that's achieved. You just need to know that it's going to be all right, and I can guarantee you at Swapely's, your daughter will do really well if you choose this to be her secondary school. Behave is really important to me, and I bet it's really important to you, because you need to know if you send your child into a secondary school that they are going to be safe there, that they're going to be happy there, they're going to be able to learn there, they're not going to be distracted. And I feel very strongly about that, and so do my staff. And so we have really clear expectations about behaviour. We talk about the 3 golden rules. Please ask your tour guides, when they're taking you around, what are the 3 golden rules? And they'll talk to you about how important it is to listen in silence when other people are speaking, and keep unkind thoughts and comments to yourself. And everybody understands that. We recognise students who are doing well, who are contributing. They get praise points. I had a whole bunch of students in my office this morning coming to get head teacher distinction, showing me their work. They've been sent down by the teachers to show me. And it was fantastic, and I love talking to them about their work. We've got a whole team of people who make sure that your child is happy at school. So a tutor that sees her every morning for tutor time, a year learning coordinator, somebody who's supporting with attendance, a pastoral mentor if things get difficult, because they can do through the teenage years. We are with you every step of the way to support your daughter. And we have got events coming up with parents coming into school so that we can get to know each other after such a disrupted time over COVID. It's really important to me and my staff that we have a strong partnership with parents and we work together to stay one step ahead of those teenagers. Very important. We've got a stable head of Year 7, so she doesn't move on with her year group, and that means she knows everything there is to know about transition. So she knows how the children in Year 6 are feeling, she will talk to the Year 6 teachers, she'll visit the students. She's absolutely confident, and she makes sure the children feel confident, and she makes sure they know the routines about Swakeleys School. We've got a stable team of teaching staff, and I'm going to tell you in a minute the things they say about working at the school. Ofsted said pupils say they feel safe and happy at school, they have extremely positive attitudes to learning, and behaviour is exemplary. And finally, contribute. So 3 slides coming up here with a multitude of things that happened just last year at Swakeleys. And I'm not going to read through them all, but what I love about them is there is some sport, there's some dance, there's some trips, there's some visits, there's anything you're interested in. If you're interested in reading, if you're interested in going to see plays, there is something for you here at Swakeleys. And I've been reading a book called What Girls Need Most by Steve Biddulph. He's a psychologist. And he talked about trying to find girls' spark. What is it that really interests them? You know, sometimes in a big school, boys are off playing football. Girls, what is it that they want to do? What is their passion? And the best thing that we can do for them is to give them something they're really interested in. So when they come to make their choices for sixth form or for university, they've got a real passion. One of the many things I love about Swakeleys is the diversity of the student body. I've worked in schools in London where it's a complete monoculture. I feel that every school in London should represent London. And that's what I see when I look out. Well, we had the fire drill the other day, when I look out at the students at Swakeleys, we've got students from every single background, and we celebrate that. The pictures on the screen are from our Culture and Diversity Day, which took place in the summer term, and the students could wear whatever they wanted to represent themselves. And we had a catwalk, you can see in the sports hall, with students just having an absolutely brilliant time. We've also got a really strong and embedded house system. So if your daughter starts with us, she will start in one of the 8 houses. She might be in 7RP, which stands for Rosa Parks. She might be in 7FN, which stands for Florence Nightingale. So our 8 houses are named after inspirational women who really broke the ceiling. And it's wonderful that the girls all know the stories behind these women, and they can tell you about them. So again, if you've gone on a tour, talk to the girl about what colour this card holder is and which house they're in. But it really is an important part of our school. This is our extracurricular programme. There's something for everybody. This is just 2.5 days worth of extracurricular activities. And again, whether you're interested in debating or basketball, it does not matter. There is something for you. And some of the clubs are just for Year 7, some of them for all year groups. There's all sorts of things to get involved in. We have a really strong culture of student leadership at Swakeleys. I really want to know how the children feel at this school. It's very important to me that they're happy. And if there's something they're not happy about, then we can act on it where possible. Obviously, when they want to wear trainers all the time, we're not doing that. And they want to take their phones out, we're not doing that. But where we can make changes, we will. So this is how the structure of leadership works at Swakeleys. In each tutor group of maybe 30 children, there's 12 leadership roles, and whatever they're interested in, if they're interested in diversity or teaching or finance, they can join that group. They feedback their ideas to the Swakeleys School Consultancy Committee. We've got a school council, and they come together as a group of senators and they debate what we should do. So student leadership is absolutely alive and well at Swakeleys. It was really important to me that before I started at Swakeleys, I got to know the staff. And so I met 120 staff over the summer. So that was people who work in premises, in the canteen, the teaching assistants, the teachers. And I asked them what they love about Swakeleys, and I put together this word cloud about what they said. And I just love the fact that you can see students is so important, support, community, friendly. And here are some of the quotes that the staff members said about Swakeleys School. It's safe and diverse, different cultures, inclusive, students' voices are heard, make a difference, staff is one big family who support each other. I'm not going to read them all out, but the last one I just think is wonderful. The pupils are amazing. It's been the joy of my life to be interacting with these students. Passionate and enthusiastic girls, wonderful cohesive school. I'm happy to come into work every day. We have wonderful facilities at Swakeleys, and we're able to offer subjects that many other schools can't. I've worked in schools and we haven't been able to get a computer science teacher for love nor money. There's a computer science teacher here, we can offer computer science. I've worked in schools where we can't offer A-level physics, there's A-level physics here. I've worked in schools where they can't have further maths, or if they've got further maths at A-level, it's full of the boys. Well here, it's full of the girls. So we're able to offer huge breadth in our curriculum, sociology to psychology, to childcare, to health and social care. It doesn't matter what your daughter's interested in, she'll be able to make her options choice when she's in year 8 to start in year 9. So I'm going to hand over now, to give you a break from my voice, to Muskan, who is a student. I was just standing in the corridor last week, and she offered, well, I've slightly coerced you a bit tonight, but anyway, she said she would do a speech. She went away, she wrote it, she sent it to me. It's all her own words, I haven't changed any of it, I haven't paid her anything. So she wants to tell you what her views are about Swakeleys School.
Good evening everybody, my name is Muskan Basra and I'm in 10EB. I would recommend any parent to bring their daughter to Swakeleys, as I feel as if I've been offered so many opportunities to engage in positive activities that have kept me busy and enriched my life. For example, I've been a member of the debating team since I started year 7, and I've been debating against many different year groups and schools across London during my time here. Mr. Hepner has mentored us, and we've managed to win so many competitions. We are really proud of our achievements. However, if we do lose on occasion, we learn from our mistakes and turn them into a positive. With my debating skills, I've also managed to debate with my dad about when my mobile phone is due an upgrade. Swakeleys teaches all women to have their own viewpoint, and the viewpoint we use during these competitions has allowed us to put our views across in a way that is assertive but not aggressive. You are continuously encouraged to join clubs at Swakeleys. On Wednesday evenings, I play rounders with my friends, and the PE department are really supportive, even if you're a little clumsy like me. I also play the piano, and I've been working towards my grade 6, which I engage with outside of school. Even though I'm not taking it for GCSE, the music department still encourage me to practice whenever I need to in the music practice rooms, and I also participate in events such as Music Evening. No matter what your ability may be, you might be artistic, creative, and/or academic, the teachers will tap into your special talent. All the diverse communities and cultures are celebrated at this school, and we are taught to be proud of who we are and where we come from. Last year's Culture Day was thought of and planned out by the student body through school council proposals, making pupils feel included, and we all felt proud to represent our cultures. On the day, the school hallways were filled with vibrant colours, and the school's canteen was filled with various flavours. There was a real buzz in school that day. I feel safe here. Anytime I needed support, there was always someone I could talk to, like my head of year, form tutor, or pastoral team. If you were ever worried about your child needing to find someone that might be able to help, staff are stationed everywhere, before, after, and during the school day. The staff here are like a family. They stick together and always get involved. For example, last year there was a students versus staff netball match, which encouraged a lot of healthy competition among the staff and students. There is a massive element of achievement and success academically at this school. The teaching and learning is a massive focus, and every student is pushed and encouraged to achieve the best results that they can. Education is really valued, especially in today's world, where without academic knowledge, people would not be able to stand on their own 2 feet. Our books are looked at to ensure teachers are moving us up to the next level of learning and doing their job properly in order for us to meet our full potential. I went to a small 2-form church primary school, and when I left and first went into year 7, one of my biggest worries was about making friends. However, when I got here, it was amazing because there were so many different girls from various schools, and I made so many different friends who have allowed me to grow as a person due to their different backgrounds. Swakeleys believes that it is not just about being academically smart, it is about being a well-rounded human being that will grow up into society and be able to contribute to it in a positive way. When I was here with my family, I had been to various local schools, but what struck me the most was that you don't need to be in a grammar school to be the best. You can really achieve just as well if you choose this school. There is a real advantage about going to a single-sex school, as we get to focus on women and we truly have the opportunity to celebrate that. At Swakeleys, you can be whoever you want and you can follow all of your dreams in a supportive and safe environment. Thank you.
She's just amazing. Imagine having that confidence age 14? 14, yeah, fantastic. I maybe thought that she could just do the speech and I wouldn't have to do anything. She did such a good job. So, moving on to the admissions process, it's slightly different. I'm just going to give you a brief overview and then please do ask myself or the canteen if you've got any questions. Every school has to have, by law, admissions criteria, and this is the admissions criteria for Swakeleys School for Girls. Those with an EHCP, so they have special educational needs, they come first. Then looked after children in care. Then in our school, children who have taken the NVR assessment, followed by distance from school. Now it's very important that you see that NVR assessment is above distance. Okay, I'm going to talk about this NVR test now. NVR stands for non-verbal reasoning. Okay, and this is the kind of question you might get in an NVR assessment. So we've got some pictures there, and it says 1 is to 2, as 3 is to what? What do you think it might be? Oh, what do you think? Why did you say C? Fabulous, you explained it so much better than I did in my last talk. Well done, thank you. So you see it's about looking for patterns. It's not something you can revise for. It's not writing an essay. In fact, it takes 20 minutes. And you just look for patterns. Okay, so that is the assessment. Why do we have it? We have it to make sure that our school is fully comprehensive, so that we don't just have children at the highest ability banding. We have a normal distribution where we have more students in the middle who are around middle ability, fewer who are lower ability, and fewer who are higher ability, as the national population would be. So you do the assessment on the 8th of October. You don't need to know how you go on, it doesn't matter, as long as you sit that little assessment, because it then means that you are able, hopefully, to come to our school. As well as doing that NVR test, the other thing you must do is to apply as normal through Hillingdon with their CAP, their Common Assessment Form as well. So that has to be filled in too. So tonight, or if you like our school, I hope you like our school and you want your daughter to come here, you need to fill in just a little Google form. We call it our SAF, our Supplementary Application Form, and you have to submit it by 4 o'clock on Friday the 23rd of September. You can do it tonight if you like. There's a computer room just over there. And it just looks like this, and we're literally just looking to collect your data so we can contact you to invite you in for the 8th of October. We are not a selective school. We really are not. We are doing this to make sure that we have a full range of abilities in our school, but your daughter must take the assessment to have priority. Don't let the girls get worried. And we did have a situation last year where we had about 30 students whose siblings, sisters came to the school, but the daughter didn't take the NVR test and therefore they didn't get a place. So it's so important to just take that assessment. And if anything, they get to come into school on Saturday and get a sense about the school when it's empty and it's just them inside it. Now, we heard from Muskan, she was wonderful. I thought it was important that you just have a couple of minutes hearing from students who more recently went through the transition. So it's just a couple of minutes, and these are Year 8 students who have been at Swakeleys, a whole of Year 7, and a couple of weeks. So we just give them...
I chose Swakeleys because there was loads of sports activities on offer. My transition process was wonderful because I settled in very well and was welcomed. Changing from a primary school to Swakeleys was really nice. All the teachers were really welcoming and I felt really invited. One thing I loved about joining Swakeleys was making all the new friends.
One thing I also love are the range of clubs there are every lunch.
I came to Swakeleys because my parents said it was a good school to go to and I said there were lots of clubs to join. Swakey's was one option for me to go to school because it was very good for education and they have a range of different sports for you to do.
I came to Swakey's because it was diverse, had lots of clubs, and it was really good education.
Going to Mill Girls' School wasn't much different to Nixon, as Swakey's is a nice environment.
Coming to Hill Girls School was great because everyone is very passionate and they all have equal opportunities.
The transition process was really good as Swakey's and Mill Girls.
I said they were really fast and then I love Swakey's because it's one of the schools. Because I can come to school every day and see my friends.
Going from primary to Swakey's wasn't as hard as I thought because everyone is very welcoming.
It was a big change going from oldest to youngest, but I settled in very quickly.
One thing I love about the school is all the different opportunities and the large range of clubs.
One thing I like about the school is seeing the cultures.
Join us at Swakey's. We look forward to seeing you.
So, thank you so much for coming this evening. I do hope that you have the instinct that this is the right place for your daughter. I'm going to leave you with 3 questions that I think you need to think about as you walk around the school or as you reflect on this evening. And the first one is, will my daughter be happy at this school? The second one is, what kind of woman do I want my daughter to become? And the third one is, can this school help me to create that woman of the future?